Hello, I'm Brian Hamilton, representing the Board of Directors at Sweetwater Mission, and we are honored that you have chosen to volunteer your valuable time with our organization. We are committed to helping you get the right start with your volunteer service experience, and that's what this short video is about. Sweetwater Mission was founded on volunteer service, and it is volunteerism that continues to be the life-giving force that allows us to provide top-quality assistance to our neighbors in need. We stabilize families by providing basic needs and transform lives through education and employment opportunities. As a coalition of local churches, civic groups, businesses, and caring individuals, your volunteer service at Sweetwater Mission represents community at its very best. This orientation video will cover your primary responsibility as a volunteer, the importance of client confidentiality. We will introduce our staff. Then we will talk briefly about the Volunteer Standards and Guidelines Manual. We will tell you about parking and check-in and check-out procedures. Then we will tell you about safety and emergency procedures. We will talk about appropriate responses to various client situations. And lastly, you will be linked to safe food handling practices and TFAP civil rights compliance. You are volunteering to help your less fortunate neighbors. As such, your primary responsibility as a volunteer is always to respond respectfully to people of all cultures in a manner that values the worth of and advances the well-being of and protects and preserves the dignity of individuals and families. Confidentiality is the protection of personal information that will be entrusted to you. Confidentiality acknowledges that a client's personal life and all the issues and problems that they have belong to them. Respect for client confidentiality means keeping a client's information between you and the client and never talking to others about a client, including your fellow volunteers, your friends or family, etc. This especially includes casual conversations while performing your on-site volunteer duties. We are very fortunate to have a dedicated and highly experienced staff. Our senior management team consists of Darlene Duke, Executive Director, Barb Cogliano, Volunteer Coordinator and Clothing Program Manager, and Jay Cantrell, Food Program Manager. Other key staff include Vera Carrillo, Client Services Supervisor, Linda Van, Family Coach, Kay Wimpy, the Hope Program, and Stephanie McKay, Rescue, Repurpose, and Redeem. You will be given a Volunteer Standards and Guidelines Manual in either print or electronic version. Please take the time to thoroughly review the contents of the manual. It is your responsibility to read and understand its contents and to adhere to all of the policies and procedures contained within. If you have any questions about any policy or procedure, please ask for clarification from the volunteer coordinator or senior management staff. Please be sure to sign the acknowledgement and acceptance form, giving particular attention to the release and waiver of liability, the Code of Ethics and Conduct, and the confidentiality agreement, and return it to the volunteer coordinator. When reporting for volunteer service, please park in one of the 3 areas reserved for volunteer parking. These include the parking spaces beside the building directly off of Line Street, the parking spaces behind the building that face away from the building, and the spaces beyond the metal stairway facing the rear of the building. Please do not park anywhere directly behind the building from the Line Street corner edge of the building down to the metal stairway as shown in red. These areas are reserved for loading and unloading of goods and services. Volunteers should only enter and exit through the side door facing Line Street. This door will be unlocked prior to 9 a.m. and will automatically lock behind you when you leave at 1 p.m. For safety and security reasons, please do not enter or exit through the back warehouse doors. Sweetwater Mission is a smoke-free environment. There is no smoking permitted anywhere on the premises. Please remember to check in and check out in the volunteer office. It is important that we capture all volunteer service hours, and it is also helpful for safety reasons to have an accurate record of all persons working in the building. You can also pick up and replace your name tag and locker locks and keys at that time. We start each day with a short devotion, and we invite all volunteers and clients to join us. It is important for our volunteers to set the proper example for our clients by being quiet and respectful during our devotion time. This would include silencing your cell phones. If you are unable to work your promised shift, please contact the volunteer coordinator as soon as possible so we can try to find a replacement. Please report all accidents immediately to senior management. They will assist in completing an accident report if needed. As a Christian organization, our dress code is conservative, non-revealing attire. For safety reasons, please do not wear open-toe shoes. We recommend that you leave all valuables at home. We do provide lockers and locks for items such as purses, keys, etc. However, Sweetwater Mission cannot be held responsible for the loss of valuables on the premises or in your vehicle. As mentioned earlier, you should only be entering and exiting through the side door of the building. However, if you at any time exit a locked door, it is your responsibility to make sure the door is secured and locked as you leave. Never exit a locked door leaving it unlocked behind you. Due to inclement weather, we may have to close. We follow Cobb or Douglas County school closings and late starts. This means that if both or either county is closed or starting late, we will not be open that day. We will automatically be closed on Saturday if one or both counties were closed the preceding Friday due to inclement weather. There may be a client interaction situation that can escalate and create an uncomfortable position for a volunteer. This can be prevented by appropriately responding to these situations. All special requests by clients for goods and services should be directed to a staff member. When an item is lost or found, please take that item to a staff member immediately. Never under any circumstances return an item directly to a client. Staff members will handle all returns. It is not necessary to argue with a client. If a client is argumentative, kindly ask them to wait and get a staff member to assist the client. In order for our agency to maximize the benefits offered by the Atlanta Community Food Bank and the USDA TFAP program, all volunteers are required to review the safe food handling practices to provide you with information that can help you protect the safety of the food you handle, and civil rights compliance to ensure compliance with and enforcement of the prohibition against discrimination in USDA TFAP nutrition programs. Thank you for volunteering and being a part of Sweetwater Mission.